Hello. I will test something out and just bring you along for the ride. This is something that I just happened into, and it's one of those things that has happened a lot of times when you have created something in the past that was not really ready at the time, and then you come back to the future forgetting what you have done in the past, and then all of a sudden you have the thing that you wanted to create now. It has happened many times. But I am now currently inside of my website. And this is a page that I have not used ever, which is ironic because I went to this page because I wanted to try a piece of code. And the piece of code is basically for what I'm looking at right now. So it's kind of a fucked up situation, to be honest. The design here as well is made of a specific person, which is just bringing him back a lot of memories. But let's just go through this, shall we? I think that for those people who's trying to create your own reality and trying to make life an adventure or whatever, or just creating something, I think you're going to find this interesting. So let's dive into it. Also, before I do anything, this is also without any AI. No AI was involved in building this because it wasn't a thing when I built this. Now we can start. Prepare for adventure. Prepare for an exciting and enlightening experience. You're about to embark on a journey of self-discovery and growth, one that will guide you towards fully realizing and tapping into your potential. This is the beginning of an adventure for life. What you are about to embark on is a narrative experience, one that is crafted to evoke reflection, emotions, and most importantly, transformation. Click Next. You'll be asked to visualize scenarios and situations that reflect various stages of personal growth and evolution. From acknowledging your current struggles to visualizing your limitless potential, your journey is about creating a vision for your dream life and forging a legacy that truly reflects your unique knowledge and experiences. Couldn't agree more. Here's how it works. You'll be presented with several scenes, each evoking a situation or experience that resonates with a stage of personal growth. These scenes will fall under three main categories: acknowledging limitations, embracing growth, and visualizing your dream life. After reading each scene, you'll be asked to rate how much you identify with the desired situation or with the described situation on a scale of 1 to 10. 0 means you don't identify with the situation at all, and 10 means it resonates deeply with you. Right? Remember, there are no right or wrong answers. This is about your journey, your experiences, and your dreams. Be honest with yourself, and most importantly, let yourself dream big. As you progress, you'll gain a clearer picture of where you currently stand, and the incredible potential that you hold within you. The insights you gain from this survey could be the start of a life-changing transformation. Are you ready to take the first step on this journey? If so, let's dive in. The Legacy Forge awaits. Welcome to your journey of transformation. Let's get started. Yeah, I agree. I could definitely have written less. But as I said, AI was not a thing at this time, and I want to say lazy, but I would have to disagree with myself right off the gate, seeing how much effort I've put into this. First and last name. My name is Seppola. First, let's get to know each other a little. What's your name? FML1. Fuck my life. I'm stuck with nowhere to turn. I want more. Imagine yourself scrolling through social media, seeing others thrive, showing off their freedom, and living their dream life. You look around, feeling confined in the predictability of your current life. You long for more, for an existence that feels as liberating and fulfilling as those you see online. See, before, this would be me, but because I have grown to a fuck it all type existence where I don't really care for anyone that I see online and I just take full responsibility for myself, I don't really resonate with this scenario at this moment. You're lying in bed at night, thoughts racing. You are overwhelmed by the feeling that you are running out of time, that life is passing you by while you're stuck in place, unable to move forward. Your heart aches for change, for progress, for the chance to live a life of purpose and passion. This, I'm not, because I thought of this, I should not have said not at all on the last one. There's definitely something that I see on social media that would have me kind of consider that scenario, at least. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back and I'm going to go for a 3, actually, just to be realistic. And here, my heart does ache for change and for progress, but it's not, well, you're overwhelmed by the feeling that you're running out of time and that life is passing you by. Well, you're stuck in place, unable to move forward. See, I've had this feeling all the time almost. It's not something that I've gone away. So I'm going to go through this. But it's just different motivation, you know. Now it's like, fuck, I have so much to create. I don't have time for this, to take this much time, almost. You're standing in front of a mirror, looking into your own eyes. You barely recognize the person staring back at you. You feel disconnected from yourself, from your dreams and ambitions. It's as if you've lost touch with the essence of who you are. See, this kind of hits in a different way for me right now because I have reached a place in my development where I just went through a incredible weekend. Like literally, it was incredible. We were on a concert tour as the artists, sharing the stage with one of Norway's most famous bands. And that's just one of the things that kind of stood out from everything else. So I am at a place right now where everything has changed and I have this mourning for what was and this fear of what will be. But this calm in where I am because I want to go where I started. Does that make sense? So here, it's like I made this question based on the beginning. We are at FML1 after all. Fuck my life. I'm stuck. Fuck, you know. But they are all cyclical. They go back and forth, just like summer will always come back next year, as will winter. So this is kind of the same thing, but it's just in development terms. We will always go through a FML1 at the beginning of a stage. So I feel like I resonate with this more now because I am kind of at the FML1, but with a twist of something different, which I have not seen before. Which makes me think, do we have to create an FML4? I don't know. I think I'm going to stick to 3 and then we're going to see what it is. But it's like I've lost the essence, the touch with the essence of who I am. To some degree, yes. And many people have been saying that I'm different. I'm going to say a fucking 6. Damn. I did not anticipate this to be like this. At social gatherings, you find yourself forcing a smile, pretending to enjoy the small talk and mundane discussions. But inside, you're screaming for depth, for meaning, for conversations that ignite your spirit and challenge your mind. I'm still at that, yes. Yes. And the more you seek those more stimulating conversations, the more you're going to seek it. It's like fucking chasing the dragon moment. I don't think that's ever going to stop. I think that at one point one has to say, no, I shall stay at this level and I shall know everyone at this gathering or whatever and not go up or just go beyond all the time. I chase people sometimes. Like I look for very specific people to talk to. And I think it has actually destroyed how I speak to some degree. You're at home, sitting in your familiar and comfortable spot. Is your usual setup, your laptop open on a project, or perhaps a book you've been trying to read, maybe even a blank canvas that's waiting for your heart. But instead of being immersed and joyful, there's a cloud of dissatisfaction hanging over you. Your heart is heavy, and the work that once ignited passion in you is now only sparking a dull ache of disappointment. Deep inside, you know you're capable of so much more, but something undefined seems to be holding you back. It feels like you're standing on the edge of precipice. Fuck. Looking over a vast expanse of potential that's just out of reach. Instead of being immersed and joyful, there's a cloud of dissatisfaction hanging over you. Your heart is heavy, and the work that once ignited passion. I won't say a 3, maybe. Probably. FML2. Fuck my life. I've learned something new that has completely shifted my reality. You're reading a book or article that's making you question everything you thought you knew about success, purpose, and happiness. It's terrifying, yet it's kind of exhilarating. You can feel your perspective shifting, your old paradigms crumbling. It resonates. For me, like, yes. You just finished a deep conversation with someone who's living the life that you're dreaming of. You feel a spark of hope. If they can do it, why can't you? For the first time in a long time, you feel a glimmer of excitement about your future. I think this also is a kind of a cyclical thing, that you're going to have those conversations with people, and they are just going to be different people at more a further stage of development or success or evolution or whatever you want to call it. And you're always going to get that spark. And then when you don't feel it, I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that one out when we cross that bridge. You're attending a seminar or online course, learning about the possibility of turning your knowledge and experience into a source of income. The idea is fascinating and empowering. You feel as if a door has just opened, revealing a path you never knew existed. I'm thinking about my thought process during this thing when I was creating it. I'm now like, because I guess one of the things that I want to really focus on when it comes to like why things became as they were because of learning how to learn. So after a while, you're not going to do a whole bunch of fucking seminars and online courses, especially not online courses. Seminar, yes, you sure can find some new cool people and stuff, but learning about the possibility of turning your knowledge and experience into a source of income, that's a very specific thing. So this, I think, just refers to that one specific moment where you think that I'm going to just fucking turn my fucking thing into fucking income stream, right? And then you Google how to make money online. That whole thing. You feel as if a door has just opened, revealing a path you never knew existed. See, this is where this kind of crashes with this, because it could be so many things. But I'm gonna go for the 6. You've just had an encounter that reminded you of your unique talents and gifts. That was a hard sentence for some reason. You've just had an encounter that reminded you of your unique talents and gifts. You might have met me, actually. Maybe I was saying like, God damn, you're amazing. And then all that stuff. Suddenly, you can see how these could be valuable to others. How they could shape your life and career in ways you never imagined. This I can attest to, I can confirm, and I can see it happens all the time. Because why the fuck not? It's a natural process. When you see that you have any value to other people and you can actually live your life based on that value, doing something you love, then why the fuck shouldn't you do that? No, it's a pyramid scheme. Okay, so basically, yes. This is also a cyclical thing. Because you get dull to what you know, and then you don't know what you don't know, and then some people that you don't actually know, or maybe some you don't know, come over there and they tell you what you did not know. So now you know what you did not know. Like, you're amazing, you know. Shit, yes, that's true. I am actually pretty good at XYZ input thing there. Everyone has something, or it's just your energy, your aura, or whatever you want to call it, that is just calming to others. That in itself could actually be just a very valuable thing. But people don't really take that as a value. They just take it for granted. So those people who actually have that get fucking burned out. More on that in another video. Suddenly, you can see how these could be valuable to others. How they could shape your life and career in ways you never knew imagined. See, I'm not like this is, I have to do some work on this, but like I see where I want to go in terms of the question that was asked. But I'm also thinking in terms of the context and what comes after and which level this is on. It's a very confusing moment for me. You're reflecting on your life and realizing that many of your perceived limitations are self-imposed. This realization is both daunting and liberating. You feel a newfound determination to push past these barriers. Yeah. This is also a cyclical thing. Everything here, I think, should turn out to be a cyclical thing. But that newfound determination to push past these barriers, that has been a thing that has come a lot of times. FML3. Fuck my life. I love this life. How the hell am I this fortunate? Can't relate. You wake up in the morning filled with energy and excitement. Every day feels like a new adventure, an opportunity to make a difference, to grow, to create. Life is no longer a burden, but a beautiful journey. Actually, I'm going to go for an 8. I'm going to stay realistic on this one, even though I want to go for an 11, you know. You're having a conversation with a client who's gushing out about the impact that you've had on their life. Their words touch your heart and fill you with a profound sense of fulfillment. You can't believe you get to do this for a living. For a living. Yeah, one has to go for an 8 for that too, actually. The most weird thing that I've actually had is when people who have talked to people who worked on these things. So let's say that their life became epic. Their epic life turned someone else's life epic. The third person whose life now is epic comes back to me and say, my life is epic. I think it was because his life was epic. And you guys played together. That feeling. Because that's kind of like the butterfly effect to some degree, or the ripple effect, whatever you want to call it. You're looking at your bank account, hardly believing the number you see. Your financial worries are thing of past. You have the freedom to travel, to invest in yourself, to give generously. You've built a life of abundance. I'm going to go for a 6 on this one. Because there is still a lot of room for improvement. You're spending quality time with the people you love, fully present, no longer haunted by stress and anxiety. You've managed to build a life that honors your relationships and gives you the space to nurture them. I'm going to go for that one because, and this, actually, I could go for either an 8 or a 4. Here's why. Because when you start to really see how people use you often, or you see how many people are there when you really need it, and go through all these different experiences and conversations and freaking horrible situations, and you see who you want to nurture. So it's like here, it kind of feels like you have more time, so you can nurture more relationships. But what I've found is that you have less relationships to nurture, hence more time. Because you're focusing on the real ones, and the real ones around any human being is not a lot of people. If you really think about it, the really real ones in your life is not a lot of people. So if you focus on the really important relationships, you then have time because you're not wasting time on a fuck ton of wannabes who you don't even like, walking around there with the mask that you want them to see you through. That doesn't work. That's not sustainable. That's my opinion, of course. But I'm going to go for a 4. Because I still feel like I have a lot of time that I can win back to then focus more on relationships that I want to nurture. The whole catch-22, the whole thing there. You're reflecting on your journey, feeling a deep sense of pride. You've faced fears, overcome your doubts, and emerged stronger. You've created a life that is a you have created a life that is a true reflection of your highest self. Why? Well, that is actually quite presumptuous. The highest self. Now you have a life that is a true reflection of your highest self. I would say maybe a 6 or a 7, probably. I'm going to go realistic, as people say, go negative, go for 6. Because I still feel like there's a lot of things in my life that is currently shaping up to be a better reflection of a higher self. or just self? I don't know. So many new questions after all of this that I didn't have when I was writing this. Okay, where are you? There you go. You've just gone through a journey of self-discovery. You visualize your current struggles, your potential growth, and the dream life you could live. You're brimming with emotions and newfound clarity. You've unveiled truths about yourself and visioned a different path forward, a path where you forge your own legacy. Now, it's time to take the next step towards making this dream life your reality. Are you ready to claim your rightful place as a legacy forger? Are you ready to dive into your full potential? To break through the limitations holding you back and to create a life of fulfillment, motivation, and love? FML. If your answer is yes, then I invite you to join our community of legacy forgers. Enter your email now below, and I'll send you insights, resources, and exclusive offers designed to support you on your transformative journey. I have never sent out an email. This is such a big problem because I send them one email when they come in and they get a whole bunch of shit, and then I just didn't send more emails. That's on me. That's on me. But still, so far, I'm pretty dull actually, because I see that I have just answered questions. I haven't really found anything. I should go into a fucking goal session or a legacy jumpstart with Lycus the Loomsmith or something so that I have something to work towards. This is a blatant lie. The past me was not as critical to myself as I am right now. But all this I feel like is fucking on point. It's just the whole system around it. There are easier ways to make sure that you get what you want. Don't forget, you're not alone in this journey. You're part of the tribe now, a movement of warriors ready to forge their legacies and live their dream lives while actively creating a better world for all. The world is waiting for your unique gifts. The time to start is now. Yes, thelegacyforger@gmail.com. Welcome to the Legacy Forge. Seppola, it is an honor. That is impressive past me, because I have completely forgotten how to do that. Did you see what just happened, dear viewer? Can you look at the first freaking word under the headline? It says Seppola. This is a complicated process of putting first name and last name together. Trust me, it's not simple. It seems simple. It seems like the easiest thing in the world. It says Seppola. It's an honor to tell you that your journey has merrily begun. God damn it, I just impressed myself from the past. But now I'm like, fuck. Did I neurogenic degeneration? Isn't that what we called it? Or was something easier, actually, that I've forgotten about it. That's bad. I should probably study. When you click the button, you will be taken into the next chapter of your adventure. So keep an eye out in your email inbox, because there will be important info landing there in just a few minutes from now. You'll be guided toward forging your legacy, and I can't wait to see you on the other side. With gratitude and respect, Seppola. With a different font. I want you to really notice this. This is HTML at its finest. Next phase of the adventure. Damn, I went deep on this. You have no idea. And I forgot about it. This is my problem, people. I do this all the time. I create something and I just... Thank you for your message. We will get in touch with you shortly. That's why. That's why. See, I do this all the time. I just had GPT tell me this earlier this evening. I have a tendency to just create, innovate. I was like, oh, idea. I need to create this. And then I do, and I never finish it for myself. I create all these things for other people. You know what happened with this? Do you know what actually took place on the back end? Of course not, because my communication towards that is horrible. When you went through that, there was the number score, right? 0 to 10. Those are being put together. And based on that score of where you put down that number, you will be given an archetype. That archetype would be either the warrior, the healer, the creator, or the wizard. The wizard is like the jack of all trades almost. He was actually Orpheus the Wise. That's how he got created. But when you get that, there are certain things, certain paths that work better for your brain because you have your brain. You have the brain of a healer, the brain of a creator, the brain of a warrior. All these things are archetypes, and you're just naturally aligned with that sort of structure almost. So I went in and I started to create this shit, and it worked. Actually, now this should have gone straight into the membership, but I actually deleted the plugin because I figured, man, I'm not selling it. I'm not getting any people in. Not using it. Just fucking get out of it or just delete it. Horrible, horrible mentality, to be honest. Because I've done that so many times. So many websites, so many solutions, so many full-fledged freaking universes on the other side. And there I was, not doing shit about it. I don't know why, but I think it's because it had to kind of develop around. Everything had to happen so that I saw what it was. Now, going back and looking at what was in place in 22. That blows my fucking mind. You can say it's procrastination, an ADHD flip, or just a fucking genuine fear of doing something that could alter reality drastically. Because it did. Like, it did. The moment I did the things that I had been putting off, everything flipped. And everything changed. Everyone around me started to change because I had changed. And I was like, yeah, of course. If you don't change, if you always stay the same, it's just going to be fucking hell. Atrophy. You're going to die. Change is the only constant. I was walking around just fucking beating myself up over the fact that, why doesn't everyone else want to change? It wasn't like that, of course. Not exactly like that, but it felt like it. Because I was kind of I felt like I was being punished for being myself. So you learn how to not be yourself. And then when you, all of a sudden, you're yourself, things just take different turns, it seems. And it costs a lot. But holy fucking shit. It turns life into an adventure, just like it says. Like I'm blown away when I'm thinking about my normal everyday routine almost. Or weekly routine for that matter. I thought I didn't have routines, but I actually do have a few. I'm doing things routinely. Which makes me like just realize that I don't have to do a whole bunch more than I'm already doing. I just have to do it in the right way. Does that make sense? I have a lot on my mind. I was just supposed to record that frickin' survey. And now I have so many more questions in my head. So many more things and paths and all that stuff. But I'm not going to do anything more about that. I'm going to create one front door. One way in. That's it. And then I'm going to just sit back and talk about it. Guess it's time for that now. 10 years later. All right, I hope you're having a magical day. If you have not already joined the Discord server of the Legacy Forge, where the tribe is, and all the resources, and all the access levels, and all the different marketplaces, and all those things, you should. thelegacyforge.net/Discord. It's just a communication platform. It's like chatting. Like you're chatting in Messenger. Only Messenger keeps tabs on you, and Discord, well, it seems to not. But we can't trust anything these days, can we? But I highly recommend that you go in and check that out because it seems like we were onto something all along, and now it's just about to put those pieces into place and then just continue to do exactly what we've been doing. thelegacyforge.net/Discord. You can reach us for one-on-ones or just take part in the tribe conversations or get invited to those Ceremony Mountain events and all those things that we do all the freaking time. Maybe you're even part of the Vandelcar build. I don't know. We have something for all, it seems. Maybe even OnlyFans. I don't know. Have a good one. Share, subscribe, like, comment. All those things.